Hey everybody, kia ora, kia ora. I'm grateful to be here. Welcome to day 8 of the 21 days of NLP and hypnotherapy. It is me, Jocelyn Afena-Dudansky. Let me know where you're coming in from. Comment down below, ask any questions, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. If you'd like to know more about the course, it's coming up August the 20th. It's all online, and you're able to follow up within the next 24 months to a live event, face-to-face event in the Gold Coast. So I'm grateful to be here, grateful to have you here. And the topic that I've chosen today for day 8 is presuppositions in terms of the law of requisite variety. And the law of requisite variety is about the person with the most behavioral flexibility, or able to flex and be flexible, is able to control the system. Now, it could be the system, it could be the person, it could be the event, but the person who's able to flex and flow more will be and have a better chance at winning or being able to be successful. So I'm going to use it in the framework of Unstoppable Woman, because that is what my focus is. I tend to work 90% with women, and that's just because I am one. And my mission is to help women and children heal and rebuild post-domestic violence and child sex slavery through becoming a successful business, through having the mindset to achieve and to become unstoppable, and also having the support network to heal and to overcome anything that would hold her back from being a success and being able to actualize everything she wants in her matriarchal health and wealth line. So today, in terms of the law of requisite variety, I'm going to use that framework of Unstoppable Woman. Now, I want you to imagine a time in your life where you may have felt like you were stopped, like you couldn't be your true, authentic self. There may be a time in your life where you felt unworthy, or you felt like you couldn't speak your truth, like you, well, not so much muzzled, but you felt like there'll be ramifications, there will be consequences if you did speak up, if you did say no, if you did not give your consent, if you took your consent and stopped giving permission to people in your life being in your life, if you did set boundaries. So whatever that looks like for you, I want you to think about a time where you felt like you're the opposite of being unstoppable. You're in fact enslaved in some way. And it could be mental slavery, it could be emotional slavery, it could be financial slavery, it could be psychological slavery, it could be spiritual slavery. But in some way you felt restricted, felt constricted, you couldn't feel and be your true essence. You couldn't really be in your vital, radiant, glowing self, and it impacted you. You know, it stopped you from creating. It stifled your creation. In fact, it may not even have felt like you would ever write, sing, talk, or produce or create anything again. There may be also a type of event that happened to create that feeling of being stuck or not being able to express your true self. It may have been a relationship, it may have been a job, and it may have even been a workplace where you felt you weren't fully seen, heard, or understood, or you couldn't truly be yourself. Whatever that is for you, I want you to think of this framework that I speak of with requisite of variety and how this may relate to you. Now, when we look at being able to be flexible and through the ability to adapt and to change and to transition and to grow, expand, to be curious, whatever that looks like for you, then that person who's able to do that on this continuum, they have the ability to have control over the system or the control over the event. I use myself for an example. What is an example? It's a good example. I'll use my my keto journey, right? So I started keto a couple of weeks ago, and the reason is because I want to have that flexibility in my body again. I want to feel healthy again. I want to feel free again. I want to eventually have children again. I want to be able to have that choice and not it even be ruled out because I feel like I can't, right? So when we look at it from that point of view, in the moment, so this is in a closed, no option, restricted, stuckness, stopped box, right? In between here. And outside of here is the openness, the ability to flex, to flow, the ability to have behavioral flexibility, the ability to find resources, find an outcome, to have access to other people who may be able to help with anything that I want to achieve, my business, with my students, with my clients, with my work, as a parent, in sport, in any area, right? It's happening all outside this closed, restricted, stifled area, right? And in this area here, in this little box, and when you have, and you may have experienced yourself being in that box, it can feel kind of lonely. It can feel like there's no room to wriggle. It can feel like there is no way out. And it's almost like when you're going through something that, for my example, my health, when I am telling my family this is what I'm doing, and they bring home pizza, or they encourage, or in fact they don't even have to say anything. I'm like, my eyes are already looking at that pizza. Or they might want to go out for dinner where there's more temptation, or they might want to have a barbecue, or they might tell me, you're fine just the way you are, like, gosh, you're like so healthy, I don't even know what to worry about, like, just live life, just be happy. These are examples. This is not what my family has said. They're very supportive, but that's just an example that would want to, the intention is to keep me in this box, in this mentality, in this mindset, because that's all they've known me as, this woman who is not on keto, right? But I know in order to be and to do and to have the things that I wanted, to achieve the goals that I want to achieve, I'd have to come out of that box and expand my box. I'd have to be flexible. I'd have to want more for myself. I'd have to read from other books. I'd have to go and talk to other people. I'd have to surround myself with people who've even actually done what it is I'm currently doing. I'd have to be in alignment and have those people as part of my circle of influence, because they know where I'm going. They've been there before. They can give me tips and tricks. They can actually assist and help me, and it will allow me also to expand my level of awareness, which I could never have reached by myself, or would never have known that there is something outside this box, because I've been stuck in this box for X amount of days, weeks, months, years, decades, right? And so similarly, this can happen in relationships, right? When you meet someone and you have an expectation, you set your goals together, or you just, in the beginning, you tell each other everything, what you want to achieve. And in that beginning phase, it's like all lovey-dovey, it's all wonderful, right? And then you get into the actual relationship and you see very clearly the things that they promised, the things that they said in the beginning aren't actually coming into fruition. And so you can have a plan or a perceived plan of what this person promised, of what you would have promised as well here in the beginning. And then sometimes people can get just stuck in this it's not even sometimes talked about, but this unsaid commitment or dedicated personal investment in this relationship, and it can stay like that for years or decades. And it's not until someone has either the courage to ask or question, or wants to get some assistance outside of, and that's the benefit of coaches and healers and people who are workers of the light, who have also done their deep dark work as well. They have the depth and breadth to hold that space for you, and they also can see the blind spots that you don't know are there, because they're outside of this little box. They're outside of the relationship. They can see the tendencies. They're probably a master of patterns, and they recognize and know that if you're wanting something more than what you're receiving in this relationship, they can lead you in the right direction. So it's not the best to get advice from someone who's still in the box with you, who probably has the same blind spots as you do, who may not be on the same path as you. That's the worst place to get information or advice from, or to even discuss if there's nothing that's changing, and if there's incongruency there, that what they're saying is not matching what they're doing, right? I've seen so many people who have had an expectation of what they would like, but because they haven't had that conversation, or because in the beginning it was set up that way, that this was promised in the early days, that was what was going to be fulfilled. You know, you're going to get a house, we're going to settle down, we're going to eventually get married, and we're going to have children, and the path is set. But yet, when everything sort of kind of plays out, those things are either not, they've changed, or the person has changed, or it wasn't even, it was just words, and it was just gaslighting and love bombing, but there was no actual essence to the things that they were saying. It was just really a way in which to get you in the relationship and get you into bed. And so that happens. And so there's no right or wrong here in terms of what I'm speaking with right now. It's just an opportunity to see how the framework of this presupposition, when it comes to relationships, being stoppable and unstoppable, being stopped and confined in a relationship is not the law of requisite variety, but being able to come out of and open up to the possibilities and being flexible, and maybe getting some assistance and support and help in this area will help and assist you see and be at the forefront of the system. So the more flexibility someone has, the more they're able to control the system and what's happening. Now, that's that's from an NLP perspective, and so I'll just share on that. When I started my keto journey, it was so that I could be and have the law of requisite variety in this realm in my life, so that I could be in a position where my health is fully aligned, where I am doing the things that I need to be doing to feed my body, to ensure that the next surgery that I have is going to go well, because I've trained my body to prepare for that. My body's strong, my body's resilient. And if I stayed here and no, I've got to have another surgery, not that I've ever been like that, but just not creating options for myself and just staying here, I would not be in the best position to have that flexibility. Now that I'm doing keto, and it's not just about the keto, it's that I have more energy, I'm sleeping a lot better, I'm drinking more water, I'm eating better food. Okay, I had pizza last night, but I'm doing the things that my body is just loving me for it. And I know this is a lifestyle thing, so this is not a quick fix, 90-day, I'm just gonna whip this up and I'm gonna show this like quick fix scheme in terms of my health. That's not what I'm doing. I'm changing my DNA on a cellular level, and I am switching off the DNA codes that are no longer aligned to my blueprint, my original blueprint, and I'm switching on the ones that I want and need, because I know those are what I am allowed, that's what I'm worthy of, and I'm unstoppable, and so I can have and be and do whatever I want. So in terms of that framework, the law of requisite variety is being used. So I hope that helps. I hope that lands. If you have any questions, you can use the law of requisite variety in any situation in your business or at your job. You might be having issues with your colleagues. There may be, bully tactics. There may be all manner of not taking responsibility, disrespect, mistrust, things going missing, right? And so you could take this presupposition and have a look at it from the perspective of your job and your career, and how can you create resources, people who are of a great circle of influence. How can you create in your area of your work 4 or 5 people who you know, trust, like, who have the same values and are aligned with you, who have integrity, who are just dedicated, hardworking, committed, whatever your values are, and you look for those 5 people in that area and you talk to them, and you also come up with a plan, set a goal, and then be accountable to them. I promise you, you do that within 21 days, you're going to have a totally different outlook on your business or in your career with your colleagues. You are going to be able to see how you can create more resources, where you can take responsibility, where you can maybe put more work into reading up about principles of an act or something in terms of the politics that's happening there, where you can maybe get legal aid if you need to, where you can maybe look at getting compensation if you need to. Like, the sky's the limit, right? You just take an area of your life that you feel right now is currently not working, where you feel like you may be at effect of and you don't know how to change it. And then you take this law, this presupposition, and you apply it. How can I have more resources? How can I be more flexible? What do I need to do? And what do I need to find within myself where I need to upgrade, up level some beliefs so that I can have flexibility really within me. I promise you do that, your life will change. It's all about also what blind spots you don't see, other people will see. So if you ask other people who are not in this confined space, who are outside here, and other people that you want to talk to and ask questions, because the people in here that are in there with you, maybe it's in your relationship, maybe it's at your job, they don't see that there's anything other than that, then they won't be able to help you, and they might try and pull you down if you try and get out of this confined space. They might view you as someone who believes that they're better, that you're better than them. All those sorts of scenarios can play out. So you just need to know who you are and what you want, and trust yourself and go for it. And that is the law of requisite variety. I will look forward to day 9 tomorrow, where I'm going to bring you a couple more things about NLP, and then we're going to switch over to hypnotherapy, and I will teach you a bit more about hypnotherapy, because hypnotherapy is also the doorway to implanting and installing powerful, empowering beliefs as it relates to your unconscious mind, and up-leveling your consciousness in any area that you want to have assistance in, or you want to have empowerment in, or you want to be unstoppable in. So I'll share that with you tomorrow. Otherwise, have an awesome night, everybody. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a wonderful weekend.